It's a big thing about where we were going to sit, and Busy told me, because I'm not used to being on the stage. She's giving me stage lessons.
Guys, I belong on the stage. The stage is this is where I thrive.
This is where she goes.
Where
she goes.
Oh, God, do you know how fucking hard it is for me to do a podcast with no audience? Hi. I'm recording on my side. Apparently, the internet isn't working in this place right now, and I don't know why. Did I not pay the bill? Possibly. I don't know. No, I literally don't know. It's just not working. So you're on my phone. How's it going? How is Minnesota, baby?
Great. I just got back from Paisley Park.
Yeah.
I ran into a listener of the podcast who was on my tour.
Amazing.
We hugged and we took pictures in in Prince's soundstage.
Adorable.
Her name's Abby. Hi, Abby, if you're listening. It was so nice to run into you at Paisley Park. And this is the second time in a row I've run into a podcast listener at Paisley Park.
Well, I mean, that seems right to me, but yeah. Okay, great.
It means that our friends have good taste. How are you back in New York?
It's good. I'm still like childless without children until tomorrow. So I've been just like honestly doing nothing but laundry and like picking shit up, which is like fine. You know what I mean? It's just like, that's the life.
Yeah, you went away for 2 days, and now it's going to take you 2 weeks to...
No, but it's not just that. It's like also just every bit of housekeeping / like anything in my own home. It's so much easier to get it done when the house is empty and there are no children in it.
100%.
You know, 100%.
Yeah.
So that's what I've been doing. And yeah, that's about it. And then yesterday I got caught in like this insane torrential downpour that was hilarious.
I saw that was wild.
And it was wild. And Raymond Padilla, former assistant Raymond Padilla, really saved me. I mean, I would have been fine.
He saved your bacon. You would have gotten
He rescued
wet.
me. I would have probably just gone into that restaurant anyway.
Yeah, but you didn't have anything with you. Yeah, you.
No, I would have just begged them.
You would have had to depend on the kindness of strangers.
Sure, which by the way, historically speaking, has worked out for me. But also, like the fact is, my Apple Pay is not set up because this is a new phone. Because remember, I got a new phone,
right?
So my Apple Pay isn't even set up. So like that's a whole vibe too. And also, Caissie, you're going to die. I think I got a bunk phone.
You think you got what?
Like a bunk phone.
No.
Yeah.
You got a lemon apple?
Well, here's what I'm going to say. Apple was so kind. People from Apple were like, oh no, your phone's cracked. Our new phones are coming out. Like the people that Eric Gurian introduced us to that, you know, like all that time.
Yeah.
We're like, come, because we're introducing the new phone. So I went and I never had met those people in person. And I like got to meet like the Apple reps or whatever in person. And they were like, oh, we're so excited. And then the guy who worked at the Apple store like brought this phone over for me. And, you know, because my phone was all broken.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's so and he was like explaining to me all the new things about it. And I'm like, well, it's so funny. I mean, you know, I'm like one of those people. Like, I just break electronics, like, no matter what. They just fly out of my hands. I break them, whatever. And then we were all talking about it. And I was like telling the tale of the Tesla and like how literally for the entire 4 years that car has been in my possession, it's been like something new is wrong with it every 10 minutes. Like it's never the same thing. Like the definition of a lemon, just so you guys know, is that the same thing is wrong with the car or whatever device or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean,
Repeated. It is
Yeah.
actually like legally, like in order to get your, okay. See, I know this now because I tried to tell Tesla that they needed to take my car back because it was a lemon. But basically in order for it to be a lemon, it has to be the same issue multiple times.
Okay.
Like in the first X amount of weeks or something like that.
Oh, interesting.
That's
Okay.
actually a lemon. Your car, what your car was a fraud.
I don't know about that, but what I did learn when I was looking into it is I think this is, and don't quote me unless you're like a lemon law lawyer in California, but I think what I learned is that if your car, whether it's new or recently purchased, has been in the garage for over 1 month, then that has something to do with like being a lemon. So anyway.
That's like a used car.
Yeah, I think used or new. I don't know. But I was like, does this apply to me as my car? What is happening? But yeah, but she's gone. The blueberry's gone. But your apple, it seems like to you it might be a lemon, even though those people were nice.
Well, no, they were so nice, and I will just text them directly.
Yeah.
Because I love my iPhones. Like
Yeah.
we love an iPhone. And I have to say it's taken better pictures than I've been taken for years now on this one. I really truly believe that. Yeah, they like changed the cameras and it really is taking better pictures than I've ever taken. But the whole thing that the guy was like giving me the business about was that this battery life and the battery and whatever. Caissie, I can't make it through half a day. My battery's dead.
Oh no.
That's
my
not
battery
right. That's
doesn't
not right.
last. Yeah, my battery doesn't last a long time anymore either, but I don't think it was always like that. And so maybe I could get a new battery, but I guess it's bound to happen, like, into every life a subpar cell phone.
Well, listen,
must fall.
that's true. Should we just get to this episode?
Yeah. I mean,
That
we're just like,
performed live.
yeah. The reason Busy has like household tasks to catch up on, the reason not the reason I'm in Minnesota, but I went straight from Toronto to Minnesota. Toronto. We learned.
Jesus. Toronto.
We did the first live episode in front of a studio audience of our podcast.
Podcast. I don't know what's happening with your...
Busy Phillips is doing her best, or Busy Phillips does her best, or as they called it on Twitter.
Well, that's what I said to you. I was like, we truly all are doing our best. So I'm just, I don't know.
That made me laugh. They had a lot of podcast names to keep track of. So
okay, it's not that hard, but sure. Okay, you're being generous. I'm not as generous. Fine. They can learn the fucking name of the podcast. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
I think we learned a lot about like sometimes you just double check. Just before you hit send, or before you hit print or before you hit publish. But, any hoozle, we did the show live in Toronto.
Just double check your work is all we're saying.
And we had amazing guests come out to help us. Comedian Atsuko, who we love, and she's going to come back on the podcast. And
when her hour-long special is out.
Yes, she is taping a special coming up in Brooklyn very soon, so can't wait for that. And then our friend Joe Pernice. So that's something to look forward to.
Because I sang, guys. I sang.
Busy sang. And
is that going to be on the show?
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
I don't know. I haven't heard the file. Have you gotten the files yet?
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't. I didn't see it.
Oh, do you want me to send it to you?
I mean, kind of, but that's all right.
All right.
You can do whatever. I trust everyone.
Yeah.
But it was a great show. We had a really nice time in Toronto. I think it was super successful. Everyone who came out was incredibly kind and lovely, and we had the best time with you guys. And now I really think that we're going to be serious and talk to some people about doing some other little little tours. Little. Like, you know, we could do like a little East Coast run, a little West Coast run, a little European tour. No, I don't know. I don't know about that. But I don't know about that. But I just do think that we could probably figure that out. And I think we will. So, guys, thank you for your support. You gave us all of the information we needed. And the biggest thing is that we realized in a live show, if we're lucky enough to have a guest, we need to bring that guest out immediately and then let that guest leave. And you will understand after you listen. Please enjoy this very special episode of Busy Phillips is doing her best live from Toronto.
Oh my God.
Officially our first live podcast show. Do you know what just happened though? I want to put on, we can stop the fucking theme song now. we were like about to go and I was like, I'm going to put on like just a touch more, just a little of lip gloss. And and now I'm carrying my giant bag out here, aren't I? I put my eyebrow gel on my lips. It's tinted. I thought it's tinted dark. And as soon as I felt that brush, I was like, that's not the right brush. It's not the right thing. And then I was like thrown, and then I had to run.
I just heard you yell, "Oh my God," and then run away. And
then
everyone backstage was like, she said, "Oh my God," and ran away. And then I thought I was going to get to do the show by myself for a couple minutes, but it's fine. I'm glad
and you were
made
already
it.
nervous because you're like, I want to sit. Can I sit like you were?
Yeah, it's a big thing about where we were going to sit, and Busy told me, because I'm not used to being on the stage.
No.
She's giving me stage lessons.
Guys, I belong on the stage. The stage is this is where I thrive.
This is where she goes. Where she goes.
Oh, God, do you know how fucking hard it is for me to do a podcast with no audience?
Busy wisely informed me that because my hair is parted this way, and maybe because I have a nose ring on this side, I should sit on this side.
Yeah, guys, you don't sit on the side where your hair covers half your fucking face. Okay.
If you ever have opportunity to be on the stage, remember, point your nose ring to the audience. Hair.
Except if you're interviewing someone more famous than you, we learned this on my talk show, and they have a good side.
Yes.
Then you sit on the other side, wherever you just give them the good side.
If you ever see a talk show and suddenly the host is sitting on the other side, it's because Mariah Carey or Barbara Streisand are the guest. We love you guys. Thank you for coming.
Oh my God, you guys, the shock of our lives that anyone showed up. Caissie and I literally were like, so like 15, 20 people? We'll be fine no matter what. There's no ego left. But I'm so happy that you all are here. And so many people came from far and away. Buffalo. That's the only one I know because we met them outside.
Buffalo.
We met them outside. That's it. That's all.
Yeah.
Stephanie, who realized that my name was spelled wrong. Did you make it? I don't know. You Instagrammed about it. I guess you didn't. Okay. You'll hear it on this podcast, and then you'll feel bad.
Stephanie. Yeah, we're recording this to be an episode of our podcast. This week's episode. It's gotta be. We'll be fucked if we don't. I mean, we're flying around. We don't have time to record.
I'm not.
I am. I have places to go.
All right.
Busy was gonna paint her nails maybe.
I just felt like, you guys, I just needed to give you this. Like, if this is really like a live podcast, I actually should have set up more stuff. Like, I don't know if you understand how much I do while we're doing the podcast, but generally speaking, these are like, I guess I'm a prop comedian now, but also, just call me Carrot Top, but also, I met him once.
Did you?
Yeah, at Fred Siegel.
Before he was muscly or after?
No, full muscle.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, Jenny Connor, who created Girls, she's a friend of mine, guys. No big deal.
No big deal.
I'm gonna break some news right now. I don't know if I'm legally allowed to, but that's fine. The contract's not done, ink's not dry. Here's my lip gloss I was looking for the whole fucking time.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna go be on Single Drunk Female.
You are?
Yeah, that's Jenny's new show. Like, she's the executive producer of that show.
Check it out.
And guys, I gotta tell you, all my years putting in the time as a friend,
It's paying off.
it's paying off. Big time. But anyway, Jenny and I were eating at Fred Siegel pre-pandems, and
I didn't even know you could eat at Fred Siegel.
are you fucking kidding me? It's the best restaurant in LA.
I didn't know.
It's called Mauro, MAURO''S. It's only open for lunch. You 100% will see someone famous there. And then you'll see just like a ton of people that work in the industry that you will not recognize. But I would. But on that day, we were sat next to behind Carrot Top. And Jenny was like, we gotta ask for a picture. And I said, Jenny, we can't do that. That's like weird, like it's weird. And just like because he's, iconic.
Yeah.
And
Name anyone like him.
no one.
No one.
Not one.
No.
Anyway, so we asked for a picture, and I have the picture. I also have another picture but I can share that picture. I will share that. Maybe I'll put that this week
On Instagram.
I will, but I have another picture that I can't put on Instagram, guys, that I want to tell you about.
Oh, Busy has a big story. Before we get to the big story, smaller story, I hemmed my own pants for this. What do you guys think? They're a little bit crooked, but if I stand like this, I think that it doesn't make a difference.
On a machine?
On the machine. Can I tell you guys, if I tell you how much it broke my brains trying to figure out how to hem pants on a machine, if anyone knows how to do it, if your mom knows how to do it, your grandma, salute them, because it is the fucking hardest procedure that I've ever done.
Pants on a machine?
Sewing pants on a machine requires like this intricate type of folding and like catching. It's very boring.
Okay.
It's not a good story for people that have paid to be here to listen to.
I mean, can I be honest with you? That's how I feel about the entirety of our podcast. I'm constantly like, people are like, I love it so much. And I'm like, you do?
Why?
Okay.
Why?
I mean, listen, like, I love that for you and also for me, but like, really? Okay, but like it's just like on like so that it's not like quiet in your house, right? Like it's just like as if you're like my puppy that we just like you turn the podcast on for and then you know you can leave for like hours.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so you hemmed the pants, they were hard.
I hemmed the pants.
I'm proud of
you. Listen, they're not a danger to me anymore. I recently figured out that I should be wearing petite pants. I don't know if anyone else has ever had that epiphany, but it was wild. My whole life I've just been tripping on my pants. Because I'm average height woman. I'm 5'6", so there's no reason I should have a 24-inch inseam. That's why when I stand up, I guess, I look like a tall person. Like you and I sitting down, we look like we're about the same height, or maybe I'm a little taller.
This is my mother's thing about
Really?
her and her sister.
Oh, interesting.
Oh my God, are we enacting some fucking family trauma, you and me, right now? Motherfucker. If you listen to the podcast, you know that I like reconnected with my aunt, who my mom, but the whole thing that they said, and when I saw my aunt in Chicago, she was, I don't even know, but she started the sentence and I finished it and she's like, how do you know that? And I was like, I've literally heard it my whole life. You know, when my sister and I are sitting down, we're exactly the same height. But then when we stand up, I stop and she keeps standing.
Sisters. You're the...
I'm like, Barb, okay.
You're the sister I never had, but always wanted. You have a sister, though, so that's rude to her.
I can't.
And also, she's also my friend.
I can't. There's nothing I can say back. It's like telling someone who's married you're in love with them. They're like, no, that's just me. Okay.
Anyway, now we'll get to the bigger story. Enough about my hemmed pants.
I don't know. Do you guys don't care?
You want to talk more about pants?
Should I tell you? I went to, here's what I did. I've walked 1,400 miles. How do you get around in the city? You drive. You must drive. You have cars?
There's a subway?
Subway in Toronto? Are you fucking kidding me?
We
Do you
looked.
understand? I walked 14 miles yesterday. Guys, it was good for me. I needed it. I'm trying to find ways to make my body move that isn't punishing.
It sounds like it punished you a little.
It might have been a little punishing. But by the way, cheers. Cheers to you.
Oh, cheers.
Happy first live podcast. You guys, cheers.
Cheers
Thank you for
to
coming.
all. Cheers. We love you guys. Look how cute you guys are. I can't see all of you, but I assume you look similar behind.
I see enough of you to know that it's cute.
Cute.
Keep it cute, guys. Oh my gosh, you know what I forgot?
What?
I literally forgot to bring my ginger with me to Toronto, and I was so sad.
Oh, no.
I know. I love my ginger oil so much. I bring it with me wherever I go.
Well, I'm glad you're back home and reunited with it.
I know, me too. Me too. Because like when you're feeling strained or tense, I like to put it on my knees to help with swelling. And you know, I walked so much
Yes.
when I was in Toronto because, well, I didn't know that there was a public transportation system, but that's a whole other story. But I really could have used my ginger essential oil. It's ginger with 2 J's. It's like a very easy to use, portable, perfect way to soothe your aches and pains naturally using a high quality, 100% natural essential oil made from the ginger root. This is a thing that like when I went to my Ayurvedic doctor years ago, she was like, ginger root is the greatest thing you can do. Put it on the soles of your feet, put it on your legs. Ginger oil not only smells amazing, it has like warming qualities when massaged into your skin. So it's perfect for like sore muscles or any kind of inflammation and just like honestly feeling good. I just love it.
It smells great. And it's already pre-mixed with 2 nourishing carrier oils. So it's ready to use right away. You don't have to worry about putting it directly on your skin. It'll go on there and feel amazing.
Also, look, I have the gua sha stone right here from the
nice.
Ginger Rejuvenating Self-Care Kit, and it is a game changer. It really helps to reduce inflammation and swelling and make your cheekbones stick out too if you use it on your face. Anyway,
And
guys,
it just feels good.
It feels really good. We love ginger, and we know you're going to love ginger essential oil as much as we do. Please also check out their Rejuvenating Self-Care Kit, which comes with the gua sha stone. Our listeners can get a special offer of 20% off your first purchase, but only when you go to our special URL, jinjer.us/best. That's JINJER, ginger with 2 J's, .us/best. Don't wait. Go now to ginger with 2 J's. .us/best. Everly well, Everly well, Everly well. Is that good?
Yes. I liked it.
Do you know what Everly well is?
Yes. Do you?
I do. Everly well is digital healthcare designed for you all at an affordable and transparent price. There's over 30 at-home lab tests. You'll be able to choose the test that makes the most sense to you to get the answers that you want, like the women's health test or the food sensitivity test.
That's what I took, the food sensitivity test.
They also have high-quality vitamins and supplements to support your overall health. You can choose from a variety of options, including vitamin D3, omega-3 fish oil. And here's how it works. Everly Well ships products straight to you with everything needed in one package. You take your at-home test, you collect your sample, you use the included prepaid shipping label to mail your test back into a certified lab, and your physician-reviewed results get sent to your phone or device in just days. Listen, you can also share the results with your primary care physician to help guide next steps. The fact is, it like takes the guesswork and the money out of so many of these tests. I was just talking to a good friend of mine about this the other day. It's so simple. Over 1 million people have trusted Everlywell to support their health and wellness goals, and you should too.
It's really amazing just to have my suspicions about food sensitivities confirmed was really, really helpful, because now I just know to talk to my doctor about these results, and she'll be able to just help me come up with a plan for avoiding some things that aren't great for me and adding more things that do work well for me. That's a miracle.
It is. And it's so easy to understand the results, and you're able to like gain all of these insights from them. Anyway, for listeners of our show, Everlywell is offering a special discount of 20% off an at-home lab test at everlywell.com/best. That's everlywell.com/best for 20% off your next at-home lab test. everlywell.com/best. What? Where? Oh, yeah, tell him.
My pants are from, are you familiar with Gabby Fresh?
Of course
She's
she
a
is.
fashion influencer. She did a line, I believe, for Fashion to Figure last winter times. And this is from her line. Very long pants, though. Gabby's a tall drink of water. And a lot of inseam talk. But we love Gabby. She's a pal of ours. And
we did a really fun thing on Busy Tonight with Gabby,
Yes.
which was like just in time for bikini season. Like, how do you get a bikini body?
Yeah.
And it's that you have a body and you put on a bikini. and so we shot this like fun thing with her, and like getting all these ladies who are like had sworn off bikinis, because I know I've talked about this before, but the shock of my life was when I became a mom to Birdie, and like for all of my like weird body shit, because I'm 43 and like that's just our generation. It's like, your body sucks, and we're like, maybe not in Canada. I don't know. All the women here are like, what are you talking about? We love ourselves, and we feel deeply respected by men. Okay, I had a very different experience growing up. Anyway, when Birdie has a summer birthday, and so there were lots of like pool parties, and then all of a sudden like, oh, and swim lessons, because LA, you gotta like teach your kids how to swim. And like the moms would be so weird, and they'd be like, oh, I'm not gonna be caught dead in a bikini, like in front of their little kids. And I was like, that's so lame. Like, who fucking cares? Also, you're just gonna pass your stuff along to the kid, which we do, guys. That's what we do.
That's what we do.
We do.
That's what we do.
It's what we do. It's generational trauma.
Yeah.
We're gonna heal it here tonight. Who's ready to heal it? So we had.
It's not just that it's candy, it's particularly hard candy.
It's hard candy. I asked for it in my rider.
Whole Ziploc bag just for her. No one else can touch it.
No, that's why I brought it out here to share.
Oh, you did?
Yes, I'm a person that shares. Obviously, I love sharing.
That's so nice. I didn't ask for hard candy in my rider, so I think that's so nice that you would share it. Does anybody want this pink Starburst? Yes!
That's much like when Harry Styles throws things into the audience. Okay, do you guys want to hear the fucking story?
Yes!
All right. So, you know enough of it. But
just remember, this is going to be audio, so we're gonna...
I know. I literally was thinking, do you know how many... This is like when you have ADD, and let me hear it. Who's
Everyone.
got it? Who's got it? Who's got
Yes,
it?
thank you.
4,647 different things went through my brain in that one moment about me telling you this story. I went through
Everything.
Past, present, and future.
Everything,
like
everywhere, all at once.
Everything, everywhere, all at once. Caissie finally watched it.
On the plane.
She loved it. Have you guys seen it? Can I tell you something, though? Since this is a podcast, I'm just going to pretend for 1 second that it is. Can I tell you something, though?
Yeah.
I just saw, and I don't know if it's true because I haven't asked her yet because, like, we don't generally check in about, like, this kind of stuff. But I just saw that Michelle's going to be submitted for Best Actress.
I saw that.
Instead of Best Supporting Actress for that Steven Spielberg movie. And everybody's saying, like, this is the year she's going to win the Oscar.
Yeah.
You know, my best friend, Michelle Williams. It's not a big deal, guys. Anyway. But like Michelle Yeoh is like...
Was fantastic.
And I think, but isn't she kind of like favored to win?
I mean, she was fantastic. Mind you, everybody said, have you guys seen the movie, Everything, Everywhere, All at Once? Yes.
You guys should watch it.
Everybody
Honestly,
said...
You guys should see it.
Everybody said absolutely make sure that you see it in the theater. Like, this is the one to come back to theater. So I waited until I was on an airplane to watch it on the tiniest screen possible. I could have watched it on my phone, but I was like, no, I prefer 6 inches by 8 inches to watch this. And even at that size, she was fantastic. So I feel like the Oscar might be hers.
Well, I'm going to tell you for sure, my best friend at that size is fantastic too.
That's how big she is in real life. She's a little pixie person.
Michelle's not a real size human, no.
Yeah, she's like and she's so lovely and she glows like it's real.
Yeah,
like
it's amazing. It's like all those things where you're like, oh, a movie star, you know, and you're like, I'm clearly on television. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like, when you see Michelle in person and have an interaction with her, every single person leaves it and they're like,
she's wonderful. She glows. But I've never felt like more clumsy and like I was about to crush a puppy than when I'm like, I need to be could you imagine if I was the person who crushed?
Can you imagine me being her best friend?
I can't. No, of course I can.
It's true. I get it. I get why people are like, it's weird. We love it. I'm the Michelle whenever I meet people and they're like, my best friend and I'm the Michelle. And I'm like, yeah, I get it.
And you're security.
I understand what
you're
that
the
means,
busy.
babe. Okay, so.
Really making us wait.
You guys, it's not, now I feel like it's, I've built it up too much. Should we just stop? Should we just skip it? Here's the thing. You know I love... Oh, no.
It's what they paid for.
Fuck off. By the way, anyone in Toronto today watching me walk around sobbing, hi. How you doing? That was me. And yes, I was just sobbing walking around Toronto today. In front of schmaltzy appetizer? Is that what it's called? Schmaltzy appetizing. Schmaltzy appetizing. It was delicious. Here's what I'm going to say, though. I really do like to make my own lox sandwich.
Yeah, sure.
So, because I think the proportions are just better when I do it.
Sure. You know best.
Yeah, I do. But so what I should have done is like gotten the sandwich and then gotten an additional bagel so that I could have like redone it in my own proportions.
Sure.
We know now. Next time it's going to happen. Anyway, do I look okay? Because I didn't put makeup on, really.
She wasn't feeling it.
Well, we were talking about it. I do think I look younger if I don't wear a ton of makeup.
Okay. Is that your way of telling me that I look old because I have a ton of makeup on?
No, I'm just saying, I think that generally speaking, like, I look much younger when I don't wear a lot of makeup, and that is my choice currently.
Okay.
Yeah. But then sometimes I'm like, but then your eyes disappear, and you don't look good, and then you see photos back, and you're like, oh, you look old, and like you're not wearing makeup.
Here's the good news. Most people are just listening to this.
Great.
They have no idea how old
That's
you
great.
look.
That's great. And you guys, you're never
already
going to
here.
remember.
You can't leave.
You can't leave. Okay. So, okay. In case you didn't know, I love my children so fucking much. Yeah. Yeah, we can clap for loving your kids. Although, as Birdie would say, oh, like, we have to applaud you for doing the bare minimum required as a parent. Oh, you're supportive of me because I'm queer. You're gonna have to do a lot more than that. And guess what? I did. So Birdie's really who doesn't want to? You guys, it's Harry fucking Styles. Harry Styles. Did you guys go to the Toronto show? Who went to the Toronto show? First of all, I love Maddie Diaz. By the way, not enough of you, is what I'm gonna just say. I'm gonna say that to you. It's so fucking fun. You don't even have to like his music. It's just like dumb and fun, and to be around all of that teenage girl energy. Again, I don't know what Canada's like. And maybe you guys are just like great to women and supportive of teenage girls. But America, we have a very different experience. And currently it's really fucking wild. But so just to be around like all of those girls like loving and dancing and like having the best time ever. And so many of the kids like, are like queer anyway. It's not that they want to like fuck him, but they do because everybody does. But it's like more just like they love the experience of the whole thing. Like he's giving you a show. You know what I mean? In a way that this is like not that. Like we're like, Caissie hemmed her own pants.
Does Harry Styles hem his own pants? They're nice.
100%. No, Gucci does.
Right.
Mr. Gucci himself. They sent fucking Adam Driver, and he's like, oh my God, I hem the pants.
I would love Adam Driver to hem my pants, FYI.
Oh, he's like, these are really good pants. Literally the most enjoyable movie of all time. Now, I haven't seen Don't Worry, Darling yet, so I will hold. Although I hear it's like actually kind of good.
It's great.
I heard it's great. Yeah, well, Birdie loved it, obviously. So anyway, in the last year of my life, I have been to 6 Harry Styles shows. And if you listen to the podcast, you know I have money issues, and that is part of it. And partially it's because it was like a thing that Birdie really loved at first, and then it became this thing that and by the way, guys, on the internet, and I'm just gonna say this again, Birdie's pronouns are now they, them, she, her, which a lot of people are doing. And so don't like tell me I'm using the wrong pronouns, because obviously I think I fucking know. Somebody commented on my picture of her, and I was like, sir? I'm gonna need to ask you to kindly see your way out. Like the fuck. Anyway, but then it became this thing, and how many of you have teenagers or, or older kids?
Former teens.
Adults is what some people call them. It's questionable. When you have a thing that your teenager like wants to do with you, then how do you say no? I can't say no. I can definitely say no to my child. I just want to be clear about that. Not one of those fucking weirdos that's like, I don't know, I just can't say no. Yeah, the kids like all have sex and have orgies and like do drugs in my house. I just can't say no. Like, you know those parents. No, that's not my vibe. That's not for her. But the Harry Styles thing was very sweet. And it was the thing that Birdie really liked to do with me. And like, at first I thought it was just because she knows that her chances of meeting a famous person are upped when I'm around. And then I found out that's exactly why. She likes doing it with me. But we also would have like really great times together, like being just silly, like dancing. And only 3 times was it terrible because Birdie realized she wasn't going to meet him and then would like cry hysterically. And I always was like, it's not on the table. I haven't made a call. I am not reaching out. I like tested the waters at one point with Olivia, not happening. And so like then you're just like, I'm like, I don't have an in. He is literally the most famous fucking person in the world right now. I don't know how to do it. I know how to do a lot. I don't know how to get you to Harry Styles. And then this thing happened. It just sort of fell in my lap, really.
Okay.
Which is this like money job offer, you know?
Yeah. A money job, you know. We've talked about it on the podcast.
You guys listen to the podcast? I
We're
assume.
highly principled.
Otherwise, you're like, I'm going to see myself out.
What's happening here?
Otherwise, you're like, I don't know what the fuck.
We're highly principled, but sometimes
Everyone's highly principled until the money job comes around. And then you're like, well, I mean,
I got to do that job for money.
Sometimes you got to do a job for money if you want to be a creative person and an artist and like make shit that like you want to make, do this kind of thing. Talk about the rights of women being stripped all over the world. And what I actually do think is, oh my God, your son just texted. Wait, no, but I just had this thought and I just have to go through with it for 1 second. So just like bear with me. And this is the ADD. When I'm at home in the podcast, I do things like paint my nails or clip my cuticles, but I have to like do this. Okay. There's a thing in DBT therapy that Birdie does. And it's like right before they're gonna give up, it goes crazy. It goes crazy, like so crazy, a child's behavior. So crazy that you think, oh my God, I don't see any way out of this. This is fucking nuts. It's called an extinction burst. And that is what's happening in the world right now with women.
Yes.
And equality. That's it. It's happening everywhere. Obviously, we know in Iran. Ugh, in fucking Iran. Oh my God, those fucking women.
Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah, don't.
Ugh. Jesus Christ. I mean, not, you know.
Yeah.
Not him.
Which is why it's so important that we are here to have like a joyful moment
Yes.
together.
Right. No, but it's an extinction burst. Right.
Yes.
Okay. So an extinction. Why are we talking about this?
You were talking about Harry Styles.
I know, but how did I get from Harry Styles to this?
Oh gosh, this is the part we cut
Therapy.
out.
Well, I know DBT.
Therapy, yeah.
Right. Extinction burst. I just was like, all of a sudden, like,
That's what's happening with women.
that's what's happening with women everywhere.
the world
Let's
over.
get back to Harry Styles.
Yeah.
So
Something women love.
money job.
Oh, money job, yes. So
Money
you
job.
were, yeah.
So sometimes you have to take a money job. You know what I mean? And like, I definitely have to take them sometimes.
Gotta take a money job.
What?
Said right now you gotta take some money
I
jobs.
gotta take some money jobs and also just like, just is what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But so, anyway, Birdie did not get approved for the visa to go to the boarding school in Sweden. I talked about that, right, on the podcast? Yeah. And guys, that's literally what we do all the time. Have we talked about this on the podcast? Okay, so I felt it's been hard, but like Birdie's been doing great. And like, anyway, I really wanted to make this happen. Harry was doing that residency in New York. Birdie went by themselves. I told you about that. And then Birdie was like, 2 weeks ago, or whatever, a week before the show, was like, but you and I get to go together, right? And I was like, because I thought that was over. I thought the ship sailed because I thought
once they went alone.
Yeah, once Birdie was like, I'm like, oh, a full teenager going by themselves to the show. I was just like, oh, okay, obviously, like, that's where we're at now. I'm out. And like, I was a little sad, but then we started watching The Crown together and I was like, this is even better. If I'm being quite honest, for me. Anyway, I can be stoned and I love it. And anyway, so you guys watch The Crown, I bet. Because you're like, her subjects.
Yes.
Right? Is that how Canada works? Anyway, so I was talking to my friend Lindsay, who I've known for a million fucking years, who works at that company Golden Voice that's like, they put on Coachella. Okay, just it's like a big music venue, people, whatever, I don't fucking know. And she's like, what? It doesn't matter. I'm just trying to explain the situation.
Yeah. They have festivals here.
We went to the
We're at one.
What?
We're at a festival.
This is a festival. By the way, I've been getting so confused because Mark Silverstein's fantasy football league that made my life hell for literally our entire relationship is named the JFL. And I'm like, every time I've gotten
Why
a
does my
fucking...
calendar keep
I was like,
saying JFL?
I thought I was out! Just kidding. I still have to deal with it. Sorry, Mark. I know you listen. You get very sensitive. You'll probably have to edit that out. That was just for you. And he's fine. By the way, guys, sidebar, we have to bring our guest out. I feel bad. We have to. I'm being rude. But just sidebar about Mark and I being co-parents together. Sometimes it is truly unbearably terrible. Mark is currently taken our youngest to Arizona, where my family is, this weekend while I'm here, to see, so that, because Cricket and my niece, my sister's kid, have become like best friends, and she's competing in a swim meet, and Mark's like, I'll do it. So that's like really nice.
That's so sweet.
I know.
He's a sweet man.
He's a great ex-husband. You know what? He didn't work for me as a husband.
He's achieved his true final form, your ex-husband.
Okay. Lindsay and I went to the Fret linen sample sale in New York together. You guys know what Fret linens are?
Oh my Lord. All the men are like, no, I don't fucking know what Fret linens are.
The greatest.
Is it Fret or Frette?
I don't fucking care. What do I need to know how to...
It's like 9,000 thread count sheets.
And it's $9,000 to put on your bed. But not at the sample sale, guys, on 14th Street.
You can get 2 mismatched pillowcases for $5,000.
No. But anyway, afterwards, I was like, Lindsay, I know this is insane. Because the one night, at Harry's one night only or something, the way I got tickets was through Lindsay, because he had performed at Coachella, and she, like, whatever, hooked me up with her manager. I was like, Lindsay, I know this is insane. Harry's last show is next week. She's like, yeah, no, I don't have any ins. I don't even know. I bought tickets. I'm going tomorrow night. And I was like, oh, shit. She's like, you know who you need to get in touch with? And then she said, like, his manager's name. Okay. Which I didn't know his manager's name. And I was
Don't
like,
say it here, because I don't want people calling his manager.
I'm pretty sure they can Google it.
You'd be surprised at what people won't Google, but...
No, I wouldn't. I've invited lots of people to dinner. Where's that restaurant? I don't know. Fucking Google it. Where is that? I don't know.
She's talking to me because I just did this last night.
I'm sure it's online. Anyway, she's like, no. And she says the name of his manager, and I was like, ping. And then I remembered that the money job I was just offered, that last name was attached to it somehow. And then I became like one of those people with the string.
A beautiful mind.
And 1.5 seconds later, I was like, that's his sister. And then I was like, maybe? And I texted Mark, and he was like, fuck yes, do it. That's amazing. Because also then I was looking on StubHub, and guys, I couldn't afford those tickets. Like, they were like so expensive for the last show. So I reached out, and I was like, so excited to continue the talks about this money job. And also, this is wild. I just had this thought. Do you have any connection? And then, I mean, she's so sweet, and she's like, literally, yes, I'm gonna get into it for you, of course. There was like a 200-person waiting list for the...
Oh my God.
And the night before, Harry Styles, Birdie comes into my room and is like, are we going tomorrow night? Now, by the way, at no time have I ever told the child, insinuated that we are meeting him, that there's a possibility, that we're even like none of it, that we'll even be close. You know what I mean? And Birdie comes in and is like, did you get tickets? Did you end up getting tickets, Mom? And I was like, I did. And she's like, oh, good. And came and gave me a big hug. Okay. Mark texts me and he's like, Birdie says you're going to Harry Styles tomorrow night. Did those tickets come through? And I was like, not yet. And guys, there was no backup plan. I didn't fucking have one. And then at 1 a.m. my time, I mean, West Coast, these people, what are they doing? I get an email, great news. You've been approved for the tickets. I was so grateful at this moment. Wait, so I bought them. They're face value, but like, thank God. You know what I mean? Face value tickets, like, that's amazing. Also, by the way, I'm with Pearl Jam. They really, that whole thing with the scalpers, it's not fair.
It's not fair.
How many of you paid over the face value tonight to get in here?
Canada doesn't have scalpers. That would be so mean.
Okay. I honestly did not know what was about to happen. But I had a feeling when we walked in a door and a lady was like, so here's your COVID test. And I was like,
oh no.
My fucking stomach dropped. I know. But I can't let Birdie in on the fact that it's like maybe even possible. Because if it doesn't happen then, I don't think I can underestimate to you how much of a fucking disaster that would be. It would be like, no, it never has happened before. Like it would be something that has never happened before.
You know the girl from Firestarter?
That is Birdie.
Yeah. I feel like that Birdie would be able to start fires with her mind if at this point.
I've already seen it.
Yeah.
I've already seen it. So anyway, so the COVID test, and I'm like, okay, not saying a fucking thing. And then they're like, here's this photo wall that we put together for Harry. Do you guys want to take a picture in front of it? And I was like, Birdie's standing over there and like take a picture. And it was like, you know, MSG, like, congratulations, like, Harry and team for 15 consecutive nights. And I was like, oh, God, this is really cool. And then they are like, okay, and then there's the room. And I was like, okay. And Birdie's like, what? And I'm, come on. I was like, okay. We go into the room, and I see Gayle King and Drew Barrymore, and I'm like, we're in the room. You guys, the money is fine. That lady got me into the room. And that is worth what you will eventually see, and you'll be like, why did she do that? And I'll be like, I got in the room. So Birdie was like, this is weird. It's all famous people in here. And I was like, And then she was like, we were talking to, so like, obviously, you know, Mark, I'm so sorry.
It's okay. Just
okay.
Two more minutes.
So then, you guys, this is why we were like, an hour is not going to work. Okay. So
can we talk for 4 hours?
So obviously, Mark Silverstein wrote Never Been Kissed. It was his first movie with his partner, Abby Cohn, who was his ex-fiance. And they sold it right after grad school, and that was his first movie. And then they did He's Just Not That Into You with Drew. So Drew has, and then Drew offered me a part in that roller skating movie, and I was pregnant with Birdie and couldn't do it.
What roller skating movie?
The one she directed, Whiplash.
Xanadu?
Whip It. I said Whiplash, but yeah, Whip It.
Whip It.
Yeah, that's right.
I only knew
Thank
Xanadu.
you.
That's the only roller skating movie I know.
No, she did a movie about roller derby.
Oh, that's so exciting.
I did the table read, and then she offered me the part, and then I was pregnant with Birdie, and then Kristen Wiig did it.
I'm going to try to watch that on the plane on the way home.
It's cute. Anyway, I'm not in it. So Drew was like, this is Birdie? Like, what? Like, hasn't seen Birdie, whatever. So we're chatting with them, and I'm just like, sweat, like bead of sweat, like rolling down my face. And then it was like time for Harry's to go on. And it seemed clear, like, okay, no one's meeting him before. Okay. So we go, and it was like, one of those rooms, guys. It was like this hospitality room. It's just like, it had all the little like snacks, and it had like hot food, and there was like weirdly like beef bourguignon, and you're just like, what is, and like mashed potatoes. You're like, why is this here? No one wants to eat this.
Very
literally
sexy.
Ever.
Pre-concert food.
But especially before you see Harry Styles. And so then Bertie started getting nervous because Harry has a very specific pre-show playlist, the songs that play over the loudspeaker, and Bertie recognized that it was like the third to him. Oh God. Of course. So we had to go out to our seats, and like we walk out and through this tunnel. Oh God, I forgot the best part. Asif Ali. So the day before, Jenny Connor is really the co-star of this podcast. Jenny Connor tweeted, guys, I just like fully asked an actor auditioning for me to give me the reel on the drama of Don't Worry, Darling. How inappropriate is that? And on one of my group threads, I am breaking a cone right now. I just want you to know, if you're on a group thread, this isn't okay.
You're going to get kicked off that two-person group thread.
No, I'm not. It's 3 people. There's 3 of us. I'm not saying who the other person is. They might be famous. And I'm not saying who it is. And also, it plays into this story, which is that then, because of that, I looked at who he was, and he posted this amazing TikTok. Did anyone see it? That he went to Goodwill, like a thrift shop, before the Don't Worry, Darling premiere, and bought his suit for $20. And he has this like incredible TikTok, but like, by the way, it looks like kind of like Gucci. And like, I don't mean that like in like a hip way, like it's Gucci. Like, I mean it like, it looks like it legit is designed by Gucci. Like, it's like oversized and weird and whatever. Nice. It was like kind of amazing.
David Byrne vibes.
He was giving us David Byrne, and I was here for it. And he's a comedian. He's a stand-up comedian named Asif Ali, and he's in the movie. Has anyone seen Don't Worry, Darling? Did you like it? By the way, Bertie came home, and I was like, oh, I'm not going to say it because I'm going to that would just be ruining it. I'm not going to say it. But by the way, I did legit like know the fucking twist just because I had smoked a lot of weed. And when she came, I'm not even kidding you, when Bertie and her babysitter came home, and I was like, wait, I feel like I know what it is. Is it this? And Bertie's like, yeah, kind of.
I ruined the crying game within the first couple of minutes, so I can identify.
Well, I wanted to go see it last night, but Caissie's plane got in super late, and she was like, you can just go without me. And I was like, I don't really want to go see that movie by myself. Like, that's not the vibe. Like, I want to go with friends. Because the last time I did it was Nicole Kidman in The Others, and I sat in a movie theater in North Carolina. I was doing Dawson's Creek, and I had no friends except Michelle, but she had a boyfriend, so she would leave me every weekend. And I was sitting there in a movie theater by myself, like, watching the movie, and I'm like, this is... And then this lady behind me was like, oh, fuck no, they're all ghosts. That lady and the kid and the they're all fucking ghosts. They're all ghosts. And as soon as she said it, I was like, yep, that's right. Yep. That's exactly what it is. It's a bummer.
It's a bummer.
Anyway, guys, I'm going to get to it. Okay, so we watched the show. It's so fun. Then weirdly, like Bertie, who had been like chatting with Gayle King and Drew Barrymore before the show, when Gayle went up to give Harry his like banner, Bertie started like burst into tears, and I was like, that's so sweet. And then she was like, why does she get to meet him? And then I was like, ma'am? Gayle King, you are not. So anyway, I mean, like truly, Bertie said some fucking gems. That was one of them. The other one was when she turned to me so earnestly during the show and was like, oh my God, I just thought of something, Mom. And I was like, yeah, what? And she's like, after the show, we should go back to that special room. And I literally was like, that is such a good idea. Let's do it. So anyway, like you forget sometimes they're babies that have no life experience at all. So anyway, okay. So I'm just trying to speed it up. I'm so sorry. Okay, so she's crying. I'm like, just chill the fuck out, dude. It's fine. So then we go back to the little room, okay? Oh, but we went to the hallway. The hallway is more important. Everybody knows that. I don't know. Anyway, we went to the hallway because I had talked to I forgot the whole part about Asif. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I went and talked to him and his brother, Muhammad, and because I was like, this is gonna be really weird, but you auditioned for my friend today, and I know about it because of my group chat, and now I'm gonna tell my podcast about it. And he was so nice and so sweet, because I was like, maybe he's our in? I'm not kidding you guys. I was a shark. I was truly like, anyone who can take this child to Birdie to Harry Styles, I'm your new best friend. I fucking love you. By the way, though, I really do love him, and he is my new best friend.
Yeah,
I'm
sure.
not trying, it's genuine. No. I'm just saying, he's not gonna listen to this. Anyway, so we were like standing in the hallway. I see another friend of mine, a couple other friends of mine, Drew and Jimmy Fallon and Gail, they're long gone. They've said their hellos and goodbyes to Harry. The show is over. We're standing there and standing there and standing there. People are getting brought back. There's cheering. I can hear Harry's voice. Birdie, thankfully, isn't tuned into it because my 14-year-old is just holding their own with a bunch of adults, which is normal, right? Anyway, so then time goes on and the clock is ticking. And I was just like, oh God, what's gonna happen? And then at a certain point I turned and I was like, you know what I'm gonna be? I'm gonna be the last girl waiting to hook up with the guy that doesn't wanna hook up with me. And that's embarrassing for me, but I've been through worse. And I'm doing this for my child, and I don't fucking care. And I am not leaving until I have either heard that he has left. That's it.
That he specifically won't meet with you.
No, it's not about me. I don't fucking care about meeting him, guys. Of all the old ladies that want to fuck him, I'm not one. Like, I think he's like adorable. I want to like hug him and like maybe like squeeze him a little. Like squeeze him because he's so cute. And I like love him and I'm like, you're doing such a good job. I'm like proud of you. But I like really don't want his penis in my vagina. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a good way to go.
Or my mouth or anywhere. Anyway. So then it just becomes, you guys, it just becomes that thing. What I described is exactly what it is. We were just awkwardly waiting. I know, we really have to bring out our guests. It's terrible. It's not okay. I don't know how to edit myself in real time. Anyway, so we're waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. And then I see, okay, and this is like, I'm actually not sure if I'm supposed to say this, but I'm gonna say it anyway. And then we see Olivia, who I know. And I've known Olivia for a long time. I bought out an entire theater so that teenagers could go see Booksmart when it came out because I was so proud of her. I don't know if I mentioned I do have money problems now. I just mean like I'm supportive. I like her. We've known each other for a really long time.
Sure.
So I go over to say hello to her and she's with her two girlfriends, like friends of hers. And she's like, oh my God, babe, you're here. Carla told me. We have the same stylist. So she gets better clothes. We hug, whatever. And she's like, oh, this is Birdie. Oh my God, hi, la, la. Okay. And then she like kind of flits away because that's what, you do. And when you're like the bride or whatever, or like the girlfriend of the, yeah, whatever. Yeah. And then we're talking to these like wonderful friends of hers. And like I loved them. They were like mom friends. They're just fucking rad. We live in the same neighborhood in New York. I was like, how are we not friends? I feel like we all get along. Oh, it's insane. And then the one friend who's like clearly closer to Olivia is like talking. Oh, and then somebody came up and was talking to me. Someone else came up and was talking to me. And then I just see Birdie and Birdie's just like doing this thing. And I'm like, what's happening? And then the friend goes to me, I feel like Olivia just needs to take Birdie to like just meet him for like 2 seconds. And I was like, I do too. It's 11:45. I think that would be magnificent. And she's like, I'm just going to text her and tell her, like, just take the kid back. Well, I was like, So anyway, so she does it. And then Olivia comes back. And then there's like a bunch of people saying goodbye to Olivia. And then people are like, oh, no, no. And it's clearing out. You guys, when I tell you it was like embarrassing for me, it was. I was embarrassed for myself. I was embarrassed because of like the people that worked at MSG that had to see me doing it. Like that I'm gonna see in the future, possibly.
They're
You know
just
what I
like
mean?
sweeping up around you.
No, it was awkward. I cannot explain to you how weird it was that we were still there. Especially the fact that my kid is 14. And I was just like, yep, this is it. But I just couldn't not. Like, I just was like, this is it. If it doesn't fucking happen now, the kid didn't get to go to Sweden. I'm just like, want to give them something. The world is burning. You guys, America is terrible. I don't know if you know this.
Can we stay?
It's terrible. What?
I asked, could we stay?
No, we can't. They won't let us. Literally, Border Patrol was like, how many days? I'm like, 2. And he's like, 2. So you're back when? Sunday. Okay. Canadian! He knows! He saw it on my fucking face! Anyway, okay. So then Olivia comes back. We're like gathered around, also awkwardly by a bathroom door. So it was like this whole thing. And Birdie's like, no. And I'm like, I don't know. At this point. And then Olivia's friend, who's incredible, and my new best friend in New York, says to Olivia something. And I assume it is like, Olivia, please just take Busy's kid to meet Harry because I swear to God, they're not leaving here ever. And I look at Olivia and I go, I'm just so tired. And then she goes, Birdie. And she grabs Birdie's hand and she's like, I tell you what, I know he's eating right now because this is when he eats his dinner. I know it's weird. I'm going to go back and talk to him and see if he's up for meeting one more person. If he is, would that be cool? And if he's not, like, would it be okay if, like, maybe it's the next time? And Birdie was like, yeah, that would be great. Then what Olivia didn't know is that it wouldn't be cool. If it was the next time. And then 5 minutes, she goes away. And then Birdie and I are standing, the friends are like, we're out. Like, they left. They're like, we did all we can. And they left. And then Birdie and I are standing there. And then Olivia, like, reappears. And she's so fucking beautiful in real life, you guys. My God. She's also, like, movie star beautiful.
Yeah.
And also, she's long-waisted.
Wow.
It's different. Anyway, I'm gonna do it for you guys so that you can see it, and you've never seen it because I refused to tell Caissie the story even though I really wanted to. I have to go over here because I need the location to be right. You're Birdie.
Okay.
I'm me.
Okay.
Okay. She comes back in her like white dress. Did you guys see what she was wearing? It was like a Stella McCartney, like white slinky, like. Okay, so she comes back and she goes like this. Give me your hand. She goes, we'll be right back.
Oh my God.
And then she leads Birdie behind a door, around a corner and behind a door. And that's how Birdie met Harry Styles.
All right, that was amazing.
Element. Oh, Element. I love it so much. I love Element because what do I love? I love electrolytes. I love replenishing them after a couple glasses of wine, after working out, after just running around. I love an electrolyte.
Yeah, for sure. Staying hydrated is so important. And I noticed when I travel, I don't stay well hydrated. And so this time I brought a couple travel packs of Element and things have been a lot better.
No, same. Because listen, it's the perfect science-backed electrolyte ratio. 1,000 milligrams sodium, 200 milligrams potassium, 60 milligrams magnesium. No junk, no sugar, no coloring, no artificial ingredients, no gluten, no fillers. Just everything that you need to get those electrolytes back up and nothing that you don't need. And it really does help when you're traveling. You know, Element can help prevent and eliminate headaches and muscle cramps, fatigue, sleeplessness, and many other common symptoms of electrolyte deficiency. Honestly, I am a huge believer in it. I also traveled with it, and I always have it on the plane. I always sip it, you know, while I'm flying and when I land, because you get very dehydrated when you travel. So listen, right now, Element is offering our listeners a free sample pack with any order. That's 8 single serving packets free with any Element order. It's a great way to try all 8 flavors or have those travel packs so when you fly, you can have them too. Or you could share it with a friend. Anyway, get yours at drinklmnt.com/best. The deal is only available through our link. You must go to drinklmnt.com/best. Also, the best part, try it risk-free, because if you don't like it, you can just give it away. Share it with a friend. And Element will give you your money back, no questions asked. You literally have nothing to lose. You're going to feel great. Do it. Oh, Kitsch. Oh, I love Kitsch so much. I mean, we've talked about this. I've loved Kitsch forever.
For years.
Sleep on that for years. I sleep on that satin pillowcase. I use those scrunchies when I work out so my hair doesn't break.
It's true. I use the satin pillowcase too because I am abusive to my hair. I really, really bleach my hair in a way that's not healthy. And like, I accept it that my hair is not going to be in the best shape. But that satin pillowcase really keeps my hair from getting roughed up in the night, which is very important.
Listen, Kitsch feels like they want things to have minimal effort and be beautiful. That's
great.
why they've like upgraded all like familiar products into game-changing essentials that all of the beauty enthusiasts swear by, from those aforementioned satin pillowcases that we can't get enough of, to the towels that I use on my hair that are like the, you know, wrap up your hair in the little like
and
micro towel, get the water out.
Get the water out so that you have to put less heat on it to dry it, which is, again, so much better for your hair.
It was started in 2010 by selling hair ties door to door, literally just a hustle and a dream. Kitsch is a self-funded, female-founded brand and is now carried in over 20,000 retail locations. Their best-selling items are the satin pillowcases, the eye masks I love, the caps. Listen, satin is vegan and cruelty-free, so much better than silk, okay? These are great for your hair and your skin while you sleep. The heatless satin curling rollers. Birdie really wants me to get these. I got to get these. These are the next thing that we're buying. Do you have them?
I don't have them because my hair is so short right now, but I have used them in the past and they work beautifully.
Birdie really wants them. The quick dry hair towels we swear by in my family. And don't forget the classic hair ties and scrunchies, which I also swear by in my family. Listen,
sure.
Kitsch is offering you at home 30% off your entire order at mykitsch.com/best. That's right. 30% off anything and everything at mykitsch, spelled mykitsch.com/best. One more time, it's mykitsch.com/best for 30% off your order.
Let's give it up for our gracious guest. We're so excited to meet and talk to her.
It's so embarrassing. I'm so sorry that I took too long to tell that story.
Atsuko!
Comedian
Atsuko!
Is this on? Oh, is this on?
Come over here.
Oh, it's so embarrassing that I don't know if it's on. What's up, beautifuls? Hi.
You go here. Wait. No,
Hi.
You
Where do
go
you
in
want
the middle.
me?
You go in the middle.
Middle. Real musical chairs.
I forgot.
Do you want some
First of all, I
rosé?
have to apologize that I don't know how to edit myself.
Riveting story. I was listening. I said she's seen Harry Styles 6 times. There was Birdie. I truly.
You guys don't have kids yet.
No kids for us.
Ever.
No kids for us. Us as in me and my husband. Yeah.
Bless.
I don't know.
By the way, all comedians don't have kids
my entire
yet.
family trying to have one kid together. You know, it takes a community, right?
Yeah.
That's what the story was about, though.
No, doing
Atsuko.
what you can for your daughter.
Well, also, it's just impossible.
Yeah, no, to please your children.
To please anyone ever.
100%. I know that's why I'm not trying to make another me, that I have to please. I already know me. You know what I mean?
I'm so.
Yeah.
By the way,
So respect. Yeah.
I should have thought more about it before I had. Well, anyway, it's fine. We're here. We are where we are at.
Yeah. We all know.
Atsuko, I love you from Instagram. I love you from Instagram.
Thank you.
And I love your comedy.
Thank you so much.
And Caissie and I.
We love your style.
We love your style. I want those earrings.
You love
this is good.
You love my
Her hand is so
herring
nice and
songs?
cool.
No, she's so
I
cool,
wanna
you
say
guys.
that,
Do you follow on Instagram yet? Has anyone
You
seen?
absolutely, yes. And she's doing 6 shows here this week.
That's too many shows. I'm gonna say it.
6 shows and taping. Can we say?
Yeah, yes.
Taping
yeah,
in
actually,
HBO.
You're taping it here?
Oh no, I'm taping
She's
it
getting
in
ready.
New York.
Yeah, getting ready to tape an HBO special, which is incredible. I'm not.
Thank you.
I'm not one to brag, but I literally know everyone in comedy, and I don't know you. We've never had the pleasure of meeting, and so I'm so excited to meet you because I've been a fan of yours for a long time, and I just think that you're amazing.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, I know. This is cool to hang out for the first time in front of 3,000 people.
3,000 people.
Just mic'd,
3,000
recorded, Yeah, the only way I know how to hang out really these
just-
days.
yeah.
Right? Because if it's not recorded, then why are we spending the energy? Right? Why, right?
I mean, it's
You're
like how
100%
I've made
right.
all my money. Yes.
100%. Just everything's got to be recorded.
Okay, so how many shows have you done?
3 shows in Toronto. By the way, I heard y'all figuring out, it is Toronto.
Toronto.
Without
Toronto.
the T in the end is
Toronto.
silent.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Thanks.
Toronto.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Well,
Yeah,
I know
see
every
you.
fucking mile of you now, so I've walked it all. Have you been here before?
No, I'm very new to Canada, so JFL Vancouver I was at, JFL Montreal I was at. And
She's
then
been at all the
Toronto. Yeah, but it was
JFLs.
just this year that I really started venturing, seeing this side of,
I'm so excited because
America.
we're getting you here now, and you're going to be like the Harry Styles of comedy.
No, you know what? You know what? I don't know if you know this,
Yeah.
but
What is that?
I did have a
What
late
is
night
Har-
talk show.
Yes,
and
I do know.
We had Lizzo on our talk show, but before Lizzo was before the
biggest
album
thing.
had come out.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's this moment for you.
Wow,
And I'm just
yeah.
gonna say it right now, right here, and it is. It just is.
Wow.
You're about to be. You're Lizzo. You're gonna be Lizzo. It's about to happen.
And the Harry Styles of comedy?
Yes.
What is that? Just
Where
inaccessible?
a 14-year-old hangs out with her mom for a really long time waiting to meet you backstage.
I don't know about that one.
I would have never guessed that 14-year-olds would be my demographic at all. You know what I mean? It's just, I just feel like, they know. They know what's cool. I'm actually really intimidated by teenagers.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah, because they're mean.
They're the future. They're mean. They also heal fast. That freaks me out. I thought that was a skin. I thought that was a cut. What do you mean it's skin again? Overnight, it's skin, and it somehow looks better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It freaks me out. That's very villainous to heal that fast.
Yeah.
I mean, teenagers are mostly villains.
Yeah, they are. Yeah,
Yeah.
they tell the truth. No one asked you to tell the truth.
Yeah.
Lie once in a while. Lie. Right? Don't tell me what I really look like.
Exactly.
Lie.
Exactly.
Yeah.
My teenagers were pretty nice. I know that's weird. So I
No, that's good.
when I say I'm just going along with the popular theory,
the
but mine
popular
were pretty Mine were pretty nice, which is also I never trusted it. I got to be
mine's
honest.
not.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, my kids are not nice.
Yeah, because they can go
To me.
both ways, and they also determine, the future.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they aren't that smart. So that's nerve-wracking when you're oh my God, in 7 years you're going to be running the world, and yet
Yeah.
you don't know how
I know
to change
you.
your underwear every day. Or something.
Yeah.
Or that the little room, the VIP room, is a place you should go after the show. To
Yeah,
meet the guy.
exactly.
100%. I feel like that moment really hurt you. busy.
No,
I feel like
no,
you're
not at
so-
all. It didn't hurt me. It literally illuminated for me that Birdie's a child.
Yeah.
It's easy sometimes when you have teenagers, and parents of teenagers will understand this very much. You are looking at essentially adults, and sometimes they say things that are so fucking profound, or they have like takes on like world history that you didn't know because they go to like a better school than you ever went to.
Sure.
You know, and then they say things like, oh, maybe that room is a place we should go back to. And you're like, oh, you're a baby.
No, 100%.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you're just a little dumb person.
Yeah, or like, oh, what's the string do? It's a tampon.
Right.
It's a tampon. Pull it. Before
Strings
it gets
are for
infected.
pulling.
Huh? Sorry, I don't
Strings
know
are
why I'm
for-
so mad. I like never hang out with teenagers.
I love Mad You. I love Mad You.
It's, yeah, thank you.
I know that you have a show that you have to get to, and we talked forever. But on our podcast, we always like to ask our guests to share, if they can, a pivotal moment in their life where they were expecting one thing to happen and something else happened. Because maybe people, I think people get inspiration from it, or sometimes maybe it's a cautionary tale. Or so I'd love to hear from you, Atsuko, if you have a pivotal moment.
Yeah, where you thought something was going to happen and it didn't, you know, what was this thing? I thought the world was going to continue. Like, no, I thought we were going to have like, you know, a life. I thought, no, and not to be like super.
Yeah.
It was March. 2020. No, that was kind of a pivotal moment for, I mean, literally everyone.
Sure.
I don't know if anyone's mentioned it every time, when you've asked in the podcast, but.
Actually, aside from our first podcast, which was ours, about our pivot,
Yeah.
which was
Because
March
the world
2020.
ended.
Yeah.
No one has
No
mentioned
one's
it.
ever.
Yeah, I think that was my pivotal moment. I don't know why you would have mentioned it. It was a big fucking
sometimes
deal,
people
actually.
are like, my boyfriend cheated on me, and we're like, that sucks.
Yeah, that sucks. But the world also ended March 2020. That kind of sucks too. Because how are you going to get another boyfriend if the world's not going to continue?
Yeah.
You can't even, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
So when we went all inside, that was, you know, because also, like, all jokes aside, like, comedy-wise, it's also, you know, how I really, like, started soaring, because I looked inside and I went on social media more, and that's, you know, that's why I'm here, you know, today, is because of the pandemic. I was forced to, like, I was doing Zoom shows, and I continued, and now I have an HBO special.
Yeah.
All of that was because, so that was a big pivot for me, you know, where I had to go, okay, I'm going to actually work harder, you know, and reach my audience.
Truly, and like think
which
of a
is
different.
funny, yeah.
It is, but working harder.
I know. Why would you when the world's ending? Yeah.
It
But
is
I did.
hard. It's hard to like conceptualize. It's
It was
almost
either
over.
that or pick up an interest that's not mine, you know? Like, someone else's interest. Oh, sourdough. You gotta know yourself and who you are. Like sometimes the key to knowing yourself is knowing who you're not. You know, and for me, I was like, I'm not a baker. I am not a baker. You know, I need to forget, like, my problems.
Yeah.
And making bread doesn't make you forget.
No.
It makes you remember.
Yeah.
It's a lot of time just, you know what I mean? Like, memories that don't even belong to people come to you.
Yeah. They come out. They come out through the bread.
Long winters in
back.
Poland, you know?
Yeah.
No, I don't have time for that.
Stop it.
That's why I became a workaholic. I was like, no, jokes, writing them all the time. No time to, you know, get lost, you know.
And then-
planting basil or whatever.
Did your fashion sense during the pandemic? Did you remain true to your like fashion?
Yeah, I think, you know, a lot of, at least on the top. At least on the top, I stayed, you know, and then I truly did, you know, I know it's like we all joked about not wearing pants, but I really did have to, you know, when things started opening up, I had to catch up with all the bottoms.
Yeah.
I really did, you know?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, where it was like, and now you hem.
Now I can hem. If you need anything hemmed, please hit me up.
All the time, actually.
It would be my pleasure to hem something for you. I'm getting better.
Caissie, you know, it's so easy to make these empty promises when
when you're in front of an audience. I know. But can I tell you something?
I'm gonna hit you up next week, and you're gonna be like,
Can I tell you something I know about her?
What?
She'll fucking hem those pants.
Really?
Oh yeah.
You said in front
I
of how
really
many
mean
people
it.
here?
I'm like,
No, she's
sometimes Busy can tell you every once in a while we have a guest on the podcast, and I'm like, I'm gonna be that person's friend.
Mm-hmm.
And if it takes hemming your pants, I'll do it.
Okay, all right. You heard it here first in Toronto.
And Atsuko, I know you have to go because I know you have a show tonight. Everybody, please, if you're here at the festival, go see her all 6 times because
now it's only 3 more.
That's
only
right.
3
Thank
more.
you. Thank
Go
you.
back in time and go see the other 3. But see her any chance you can get, and also follow her.
Right after this, get in traffic with me.
Yes,
It's 30 minutes away from here.
You gotta walk.
We're
you
gonna
gotta
have
walk.
to have somebody run you over there on their back, probably. But will you please come back on the podcast
Yeah,
one
please.
time when we can talk
when
to
your
you for-
HBO special is coming out, let's do it again.
Oh, yeah, that sounds great.
I think
Yeah.
that's good.
Please
To promote
thank
it,
you
and
for
then it'll be
having me.
real. And the best part is you won't have to listen to the first 45 minutes.
No, I want to hear it again. In my ears this time. No distractions, just me and you, the Harry Styles story.
Okay,
Oh
it'll be
my
a
gosh.
different story next time.
The good news is, I didn't drink this, so you,
Okay, great.
You can
We'll
fight for
don't
it.
worry, we'll polish it off for you.
Yeah, but I will take a candy.
Take all the candy
Yeah,
that
take
you
the
want.
candy.
Thank you.
She's on her way to her show. Atsuko, thank you so much.
Thank you
We
so
don't want to
much.
make you late.
Bye,
Thank
y'all.
you.
Lots
Thank
Let's
you.
go.
Thank you.
Let's go.
Bye, Toronto.
Thank you. Wow.
Guys, I feel terrible that my story took so long. And also, I knew it was going to happen, and we should have planned better.
It's fine.
It's okay.
but
We're just trying out things because we might do more of these live in the future.
if you
and
give
so
us
we
a
know-
good Yelp review.
Yeah, and then we'll know that we need to plan for 90 minutes.
Sure,
Okay,
sure.
for the show. Just because if we're going to have a guest and a musical...
Yeah.
Did we tell you there's going to be music?
Well, I was just about to say we better get to it because there's another show coming in, I think. But we have a very special, legendary, who we have loved a long time, musical guest. And we did a really smart thing. We asked him when he was still just coming out of anesthesia from
He was
getting
on
oral
painkillers.
surgery. That's when we asked him, and he was like, I guess.
If he would accompany and play a guitar, and I'm going to sing. But here's the thing. Don't make me sing. But I'm going to sing. You didn't ask. I'm going to do it.
So please welcome our friend Joe Pernice. Come over here.
So, Joe is a Canadian. No, he's American.
Joe's from Massachusetts, where
I know.
I'm from, but he's been a long
He's a
time
legal Canadian.
Torontonian.
Aren't you legally
Is that what you
Canadian
said?
now because of your wife? No.
I'm a landed immigrant, but I'm going to become a citizen this year, I hope.
I just was like, Joe, are you my way in? You know what I mean? Like, I couldn't. No, I'm kidding. I mean, will you and your wife adopt me? How old could somebody adopt me?
I don't think so.
No, that's not true.
No?
That's not a thing you can do.
I have an unmarried son.
Oh!
But he's all,
I know
I
someone
am
who's
not yet
single.
divorced. So.
but he's only 16, though.
Oh, well. You gotta wait a couple years.
Like, literally, Harry Styles is too young for me. You know what I mean? So when I had my heart, okay, has anyone read my book? I just vomited asking that question. Oh, you have it with you because you want me to sign it? Okay. No, I will. I just was saying, it sounded like jerky, but that's just 'cause I'm American. My really big heartbreak of my life was when I was 24, 25, and this guy Craig, I was in love with Craig, and I had this horrible heartbreak, and I decided to take a memoir writing class, and it was at the Skirball Center in Los Angeles, and I would drive there. It's off the 405, and I don't know why I'm telling you all of these details. Except to say that one of Joe's albums with the Pernice Brothers album was in my 6-disc changer in my car. And I would drive and cry and cry and drive And then I would go to this memoir class where I like a lot of the things that ended up being in the book, like kind of like I started thinking about writing about them there. But I have like such distinct memories of driving down the 405 listening to Pernice Brothers, and I've been such a huge fan, but also just like that feeling that like artists are the ones that get us through these moments in our lives, like the biggest fucking moments in our lives, the heartbreaks, the marriages, the babies being born. And you were there for me.
I was? Did you have 6 of me or just one?
I mean, it was really the one album, but like I had a 6-disc changer, but it was just your album. Well, and Lucinda Williams, to be honest. Yeah, Good Company. World Without Tears. That was a pretty fucking rough. That's rough. Yeah. But anyway, I just wanted to just say in front of all of you guys, thank you.
Thank you.
We're actually, Joe's such a champion. He really did have surgery this week on his mouth, and he was like, I don't know if I can, and I was like, I'll sing, because I originally was like, you do a song, and then I'll do a song, and then I was like, okay, don't, and he's like, I'll play for you, and we were gonna do this other song, and then you guys know me, and what's happening in the United States, right, with abortion?
Yeah.
And so then last night, this thing happened in my home state of Arizona, and a judge reinstated a law from the 1800s that bans all abortions in Arizona, which is where I was, and had an abortion when I was 15. And it's weird. All this stuff is weird. It's weird to be a person right now. It's really hard to see younger versions of yourself not get the same. Consideration of equality. Anyway. This song came into my head last night, and I texted Joe, and then this morning he said, yeah, I can learn that, like, right now. Sure, let's do it. So here you go. We're gonna do it. I am not a pretty girl. That is not what I do. I ain't no damsel in distress, and I don't need to be rescued, so put me down, punk. Wouldn't you prefer a maiden fair? Isn't there a kitten stuck up a tree somewhere? And I am not an angry girl, but it seems like I've got everyone fooled every time I say something they find hard to hear. They chalk it up to my anger, never to their own fear. Imagine you're a girl just trying to finally come clean, knowing full well they'd prefer we were dirty, and smiling, and I am sorry, but I am not a maiden fair, and I am not your kitten stuck up a tree somewhere. And generally our generation wouldn't be caught dead working for the man. And generally I agree with them. The problem is you have to have yourselves an alternate plan, and I have earned my disillusionment. I have been working most of my life, and I am the patriot, because we have been fighting the good fight. And what if there are no damsels in distress? What if I knew that and we called your bluff? Don't you think every kitten figures out how to get down, whether or not you ever show up? I have never been a pretty girl. Oh, I don't want to be a pretty girl. Oh, I know what it looks like, but I'm really not a pretty girl. Oh, 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 oh.
Joe, we love you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Joe Pernice, everybody!
Joe Pernice.
I'm gonna sit over here. You sit over there. You guys, wait. I was like, you sit there.
I sit here.
I don't know. I want to sit in all the seats before we go.
Toronto, thank you for coming to our first live show
You guys,
ever.
thank you so much. I'm sorry my story took so long. Imagine how Caissie feels all the time.
We love you so much. Thank you
We
for
really
coming
do.
out to support us. We were nervous. We've never done.
Nervous. I'm still nervous.
Still nervous. We've never done anything like this before. We'd like to do more of it, and so you were like our test audience. And we love you so much. Thanks for listening to the podcast every week. And thanks for having us in your beautiful
and there's a little
city.
special QR code for merch if you like. There are these like flyers.
We didn't bring merch because
we try to be environmentally conscious and aware, and so it's like buy per order, like that it gets made.
When you order something, they make it to order and send it to you, and so you can get
right.
your,
And so like
your
if we were to
size that
come
you
here,
like.
they would have been like, so you have to buy like 250 of each size run, and then it's just like. It's going to end up in a landfill. You know what I mean? Like, we can't have that. We can't have our faces in a landfill.
So there's a little QR code that'll take you right to our page on Brave Gown's website, and then use the code Toronto. But put the T in the code because...
You guys, do it like it's spelled, not how you pronounce it.
And you'll get a beautiful discount on some merch, and we love you so much. Thank you.
You guys,
for having
we love
us.
you. Thank you so much. Good night. Thank you. We love you. Thank you.
Have a wonderful time at the festival. Thank you.
Have a wonderful, wonderful time. A green pan. I used my green pan today. I love it so much.
You did? I can't wait to be
Yeah.
reunited with my
Yeah.
green pans back home.
I did. I used my little mini green pan to heat up some leftover steak that I had for dinner last night, and then I just heated it right up in my green pan, and and I felt so good about it because the food didn't stick, but it's like I know that it's healthy. I know it's not giving me like weird toxic things from the pan itself. You know what I mean?
And you're eating leftovers and saving some money.
I was. Listen, it's ceramic cookware. It's also just beautiful.
Yes,
Like-
it's very attractive cookware.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I know that you guys probably know this, but like nonstick cookware also is like releases toxins, right? Like that's essentially it. Like I'm paraphrasing, but like that's kind of it, right?
Yeah.
And in 2007, Green Pan's founders were like, we don't want to do that. So they created a new alternative without those forever chemicals. And it's ceramic nonstick cookware. They have over 150 patents to prove it works, to prove that they are the leaders in creating cookware without harmful toxins. But also they're gorgeous. And they have full sets, frying pans, grill pans, woks, pots, accessories, lots of different collections to choose from. I got the dark blue. What color did you get?
I have the yellow.
Yellow. Yeah. I was afraid that the yellow was going to clash with my yellow tiles in my kitchen. You know what I mean? Like,
Yes.
So I went blue, like contrasting color anyway.
It's very chic. I love that Green Pan owns their factory. So while other companies are creating cheap products with cheap materials because it's cheaper, Green Pan makes sure that their products live up to their standards, and they're doing everything they can environmentally. They use recycled aluminum. They have 50 employees dedicated to quality control. 50 employees watching the quality control, because the best thing they can do for you and for the environment is to deliver a product that lasts for years, that you're not going to just use, realize that it's not
and
working
ditch
out
or whatever,
and ditch it. Yeah. So
or it's faulty or something.
yeah.
Listen,
so
because
these are pans for life.
These are pans for life. And remember, healthy cooking is about more than just the food you make. It's the products that you cook in as well. Right now, Green Pan has an exclusive offer for Doing Her Best listeners. If you go to greenpan.us and use promo code BEST, you're going to receive 30% off your entire order plus free shipping on orders over $99. Whether you buy one pan or a whole set, it's 30% off. So head to greenpan.us and use our promo code BEST. You are going to love these new pans, and you're going to love what they do for the environment, which is nothing bad. Foria. Oh my God, we do love Foria. We really love Foria.
We sure do. You all love Foria. You've told us many times, we love comments on the podcast, but we really love comments from those of you who have purchased Foria and are like,
I know, because
you weren't joking. It's life-changing.
Yeah, it is. It is. Because we got to have better sex, guys. Listen, whether you're with someone or without someone currently, you know what I mean?
If you're having sex with partners or just with yourself.
Or on your own, you need products like the Awaken Arousal Oil and the Sex Oil that make you and if you're with someone, your partner, feel like fireworks are going off. More pleasure, more orgasms, better sex starts with Foria. Even if you're like, no, I have really good sex, guys. Don't worry about me. I get it. I feel you. I hear you. And
why wouldn't you want better? That's like if you're like, this ice cream's good. It. If there's magic shell available, you put it on.
That's exactly right. This is the magic shell for your clit.
Oh my gosh.
Foria, that one's free. Foria uses all natural plant-based ingredients to intensify sexual pleasure and relieve discomfort. If you're like also a person who maybe gets dry at certain moments in the month, even if you like want to do it, but you're like, ugh, it's not really happening. Use that Foria and you will feel a major change in everything. It's going to be amazing for you. A real chef's kiss. Foria makes products that will transform your sexual pleasure, especially if you have a vagina or if you're loving on somebody that has a vagina. Foria products are made to help women and people with vulvas fully experience their sexual pleasure, from heightened orgasms to more sexual comfort. And listen, the best-selling Awaken Arousal Oil is the ultimate pleasure a pregame. Awaken is like a warm-up, helps you get turned on. It uses CBD and warming sensation-inducing organic botanicals that enhance arousal, sensitivity, pleasure, access to orgasm, and help with discomfort. And best of all, Awaken just turns you on. Guys, we've talked about it a lot. We're going to need you to try it if you haven't yet. Okay?
You know where
and then
we
wanna
stand.
You know where we stand. And then we want to hear from you. So yes, you have our permission to try this. I fully endorse you to go ahead and treat yourself to more, deeper, fuller pleasure wherever you can find it and as often as possible. And you can start right now with a bottle of Foria. Foria is offering a special deal for our listeners. Get 20% off your first order by visiting foriawellness.com/best or use code BEST at checkout. That's Foria, Foria, wellness.com/best for 20% off your first order. We recommend trying their Awaken Arousal Oil and their Sex Oil. You're gonna thank us. It's the combo that keeps on giving. Oh boy, that was fun. Wow.
That was so much fun. I had such a good time. What a nice crowd. I'll be curious to hear from you all at home what it was like, because like obviously we never do this with a visual. I think we did like a video podcast one time that we put on the Substack, like an emergency non-podcast. And people were like, oh, it's so funny to see your faces and your facial expressions because we never see that. And then obviously we were on stage and our listeners have been saying, I want to know why Busy was laying on that table during the podcast. And I saw a picture of it. Somebody posted a picture of Busy laying on that coffee table. And I want to know why.
Guys, you know, I'm constantly doing weird shit whilst doing this podcast. Like, I don't know. What did I just do? I just put some stuff on my nose.
Concealer on your nose.
Yeah, my nose was looking a little red. And I needed to tamp it down. But you don't understand, like, I essentially realized as we did the podcast live that I am a prop comedian. I am a person who just needs a lot of stuff around me. And, you know, I have a lot of stuff around me every time I do this podcast. Like, whether it's live or just here at Casa Kismet, I am like surrounded by things. I'm like constantly like picking, like cutting my cuticles, putting on lotion, putting new stuff on my face, doing my nails, like painting my fingernails. It is, I don't know if it's like, I mean, it's partially because of my ADD, but I think it also just like is what I'm used to now and how I've like always gotten work done. Was I like this on Busy Tonight? Would I do a bunch of things while we were writing or like picking things?
Oh, yes. Yeah. Yeah. It's hard to
pin me down.
Yeah, keep you in one place. But that's good because, you know, that's like how you do things. And, you know, you just gotta.
It is how
a person like me just has to like keep my eyes on you so that I know where you are. Because like,
yeah,
you know, maybe you went to run off to do something else and then, but it's fine. These things are, they're supposed to be like that, you know?
Yeah.
What do they call it? Oh, space work, right? When you're acting. Is that what they call it? When you're like pretend to be cooking something or whatever. So you're not just standing there.
Space work is like miming.
Oh, okay.
Space work is like when you can mime things. Like I am a prop comedian, I realized. Like, you know what I mean? Like I just have to have like 4,000 different things that I'm holding and doing at any given moment. Also, really need to get some new Olive and June up in here. That's not one of our ad sponsors this week, but I do just need to repaint my nails because they look like shit.
It's funny you should mention that because the TSA really had a wild time with my little pot of like Olive and June remover with like the sponge in it. Like I had put it in my liquids, but they took it out because they were like, is this a liquid? It has like a solid in it. And I was like, it's not really a solid, it's a sponge. And the guy was like, what is it? And I was like, it's nail polish remover. And then I was like, and it's like a little pot with a sponge inside it with nail polish remover. And you stick your finger in it and it removes your nail polish. And he was like, there's some type of granular material in here. And I was like, it's a sponge,
Christ,
sir.
Bro.
But then he like brought it to, which I think.
A lady?
He brought it to 3 separate ladies. to confirm, 3 separate women TSA agents, and everyone was like, it's nail polish remover. It says nail polish remover on it. And so then he brought it back and gave it back to me. And he said, just next time, make sure you put it with your liquids. And I mumbled to myself, I did put it with my liquids. But anyway, I didn't make an international case out of it.
I got to say something that like is so fucking wildly accurate to men's feelings about like abortion and abortion care and like periods and shit at this moment in time. You want to know why?
Why?
Because they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. And they're like, this is a thing that is going to harm everyone.
Yeah.
I got to figure out what the fuck this is. And then he like has to get the opinions of multiple people who are like, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. And then he comes back and he's like, you should have told me this differently. And you're like, I told this to you exactly like what it is. It is what it is. And then he's like, but I didn't know. And you're like, yeah, no, I know. I understand. But also
the weirdest thing is that I had like so many weird electronic devices, not vibrators, you guys, but like I had my microphone and my
who would have blamed you? 10 days you're traveling for.
I had my Zoom recorder, just all kinds of like electronic things and little like thumb drives and jump drives and all kinds of like tech in my bag. But the thing he really went after and really focused on was that nail polish remover. I get it. You know,
was that
I get
coming back from Canada or was that going to Canada?
That was leaving Canada. Yeah.
See, I think he was thinking it was weed.
Oh, maybe that could be.
By the way, Caissie, you
What?
were right. I fully freaked out. Like that morning, I was like, oh, I can't fly back with joints. What am I doing? Like internationally, what's wrong with me?
What did you like smoke them all?
I smoked them all before I left. No, I just left them as my tip for the housekeepers.
Lucky housekeepers.
Honestly, they are like that. It was a lot of joints. I didn't even get any of them. Like, I don't know what I was thinking. Guys, hit us up. Have you smuggled weed back from? I mean, I fly with weed a lot, but but then I had this whole thing happen with the fucking lady at Air Canada at my check-in, who's my enemy, my sworn enemy now.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, I should have just put those fucking joints in my luggage because I had to check it anyway.
Checked, yeah.
Yeah, no one would have even. Then I was like bummed.
I was so nervous after you busy texted me, like they made me check my carry-on because they said it was too big.
Okay,
and then
all right. If you didn't see my Instagram stories, I just need to tell this story real fast.
Go ahead. Yeah, do it.
I'm flying business, Air Canada, back from Toronto to New York. I have all of my luggage is approved carry-on luggage that fits the same fucking 2 bags that everyone has. Do you know what I mean? It's not like I'm reinventing the wheel here with some new luggage no one has
measurements.
seen.
Yeah.
It's not even about the measurements. I literally have the suitcase, the carry-on suitcase that every single bitch flying who looks like me has. Okay? It is the suitcase that you carry on. And then I have the little bag that goes on top, the base bag that we advertises on our podcast that I love goes on top. These are approved carry-on bags, guys. When I flew from New York to Toronto, did anyone bat an eye? They did not. You know why? Carry-on bags. I check in. This bitch. First of all, I'm going to say it. I was singled out because I had an American passport. I'm telling you. She didn't like the fucking cut of my jib, AKA the cut of my passport, because she literally made me, she was like, that's too big. You have to check that. I was like, no, I don't. No. That's not correct. We have new bag requirements. It doesn't fit in this thing. She then proceeds to bring over a metal, like mesh metal box thing, like, does your bag fit in here?
Yeah.
That looked like a medieval torture device that I am not kidding you. Like my purse didn't fit in.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was so small. I was like, ma'am, I don't know what this is, but all I can tell you is that this bag fit just fine on the way out here. And literally on every flight I have flown on since I got this bag in 2017, because that is the standard size that literally everyone uses. And I'm very confused as to what's happening. She also happened to have a French accent, and no shade to you if you're French, but honestly, French people are the worst. I truly, like, at this point, I'm like, oh God, what is that thing? Like, Americans are like horrible and French people are the fucking worst. And she was just like such a fucking relentless bitch about it. And I'm like, I don't know what to say to you. Like, this is crazy. Please don't make me do this. I'm like, ma'am, please don't make me check this bag. I'm flying to New York. Do you know the time that this is going to cost me on the other side? Like, do you understand the hour you have now tacked onto my travel time? By the way, packing isn't easy for me to begin with. Would I like to always just check a bag? Yes, because then I can bring a myriad of options, all kinds of different things that I maybe could wear. I could have different colored tights. I could have shoe options. I could have different coats because I brought the wrong coat to fucking Toronto. But you know what? It was the only one I had room for. So that's what we went with. And like, it was hard for me to pare it down. I know, even for 2 days, hard for me to pare it down to a carry-on. But I did it. I did it to save myself the time and the headache and the like mishigas of like flying and having things lost and whatever and whatever. And then in the 11th hour, this bitch comes in and is just like, no, absolutely not. So then I was like, okay, fine. I'll go check it. And then I headed off towards security thinking, well, fuck it. I'll just go through security. You know what I mean? Like, what's she going to do? Chase me? And she did. She caught me.
She chased you.
She
Oh my
literally
gosh.
fucking caught me and forced me to check my bag. It was wild. Like,
Wow.
because everything's like self-service anyway now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so like, I literally thought I could just like get past it.
Yeah.
And no, my American exceptionalism proved me wrong. And I got,
Oh my
I
gosh.
could have gotten away with it. I could have. I could have gotten away with it. I really could have, but I didn't.
I'm so
like,
sorry you had that
Yeah.
experience. I was so nervous because obviously you were texting like, they made me check my bag.
I cried.
I'm sure you did because it was just like an emotional 2 days in Toronto and like, you know, high highs and low lows. And that was a low.
The checking the bag. That was
The
a low.
checking the
but
bag.
But also, I didn't have a driver to the. I forgot to tell you that.
Oh, right, because your driver left with it. I feel so busy. I had the nicest driver. His name was Paul. He was adorable. He was born in Italy, but mostly raised in Canada. And he was wondering why there were no good prickly pears to eat this summer because he loves to eat 2 prickly pears every day, and they didn't have that. And
I don't know what a fucking prickly pear is, Paul.
it's a thing that I guess he ate in Italy when he was young, and they sell them in Canada. And I said, I don't really I see them on cactuses in Los Angeles, but I never see them in the grocery store. And he encouraged me to visit my local ethnic markets to see if they had prickly pears because they're wonderful to eat, but it's not a good season for them. Paul was fantastic. He was, I believe, 75 years old. Amazing. And then I got to the airport and I was nervous because we had the same bags basically. And I was like, if they took Busy's bag, they're going to take my bag.
I'm so sorry. I need to interject one more time because it is literally the same carry-on bags that everyone has and uses.
Right.
In fact, some people's are bigger.
Right. And then I saw a lady, the device that you were talking about, the device that they have out that's like, check your bags to make sure that they fit in this thing. I saw a lady try her bag in there and she really shoved it in there to make it fit. And then she couldn't get her bag out. And it was kind of funny, but I was also like, I don't want to laugh at this lady because like but for the grace of God, go I, like, I could be the one, not only needing to check my bag, but also trying to have them bring out the jaws of life to like pull my bag out of this tester thing that they had. And
wait, did you see a mean blonde French lady? Was she the one that was making that lady do it?
No, I didn't. And, and they just said, I actually asked, like, should I check this? Is it in, when I checked in and they were like,
don't brag. Don't brag.
It should be fine.
Honestly, don't brag. I'm like that feels like a brag. It feels like a brag.
This is what I'm saying.
I'm saying it feels unkind to me. I'm just saying I was clearly having a trauma over this. It feels unkind that you brought that up. You could have kept that information to yourself, Caissie. That felt aggressive.
But there's another part to the story is that they sent us business class, right? They flew us business class.
So nice.
Which was so nice. The festival flew us business class. And so coming out from LA to Toronto, I had a really fancy airplane with like the little, pod where you sit by yourself and like the lie flat seat and you can watch a movie. Oh, I said on the podcast that I watched Everything Everywhere All at Once. I was so upset that you couldn't lie flat and watch a movie at the same time because I wanted to do Everything Everywhere All at Once. But I flew from Toronto to Minneapolis and they don't have fancy planes like that. It's like a miniature toy plane, even if you're business class. And so what I was saying is that like the overhead compartments were so small on that plane.
Wait, how long is that flight?
It's like 2.5 hours or something.
Well, that plane couldn't have been smaller than the plane I took to New York because my flight was only an hour and a half. It's like a Southwest. It's like a Southwest plane.
Okay. Is it the one where it has like 2 seats on the right and 1 seat on the left?
No, that's tiny. Ew. Why were you in that? That sucks.
That's the only thing that flies to Minnesota in my experience. That is usually the type of plane that I'm on when I fly to Minneapolis. But
Terrifying.
Anyway, little toy overhead compartments that it didn't look like anything was going to fit in there. And they only had them on one side, not even on both sides.
I know
of
exactly
the plane.
that plane. Oh, I've been on that plane.
My bag fit fine. It was fine. It
of
went
course
up
it
there.
did. Yeah, of course it did.
It was
you
no
know
problem.
What? There was plenty of space.
Yeah.
And in fact, Megan, shout out to Megan, my flight attendant on Air Canada on the actual plane, not the mean French lady at check-in. Megan is a fan, had tickets to the show, and then got called to work and couldn't come see us.
No.
And so I'm sure she's listening now, but she was so horrified. She had watched my Instagram stories and was like, oh my God, I'm so horrified. I'll try to see if I can somehow get your bag when we land. She couldn't because international, they like,
yeah. I mean, I'm not a bag checker. It really stresses me out. And I've only had that happen a couple times where they're like, we just don't have the room for your carry-on. But I've never had anyone be like salty with me about it. And they've always been really sympathetic to my clear anxiety that I don't want to give up my bag. I'm telling you,
for whatever reason, there was some shit happening.
You were not her cup of tea.
No, she hated me.
Maybe she was just having a bad day.
No.
Maybe because, well, maybe she was having a bad day because she doesn't like you. And then she was like, oh, shit. This day just turned terrible.
It felt like I fucked her boyfriend. Do you know what I mean? It felt like I fucked her boyfriend. And she was like,
God.
And here's my chance, bitch.
Yeah. I mean, can you guarantee that you didn't? Do you know?
No, for sure not. No.
Maybe she wants to come on the podcast and you guys can hash it out.
Yeah, that's true. We could. Maybe. Could try.
I'm sure maybe she's listening. Maybe she knew.
No, she definitely didn't know who I was. Also, I do not have a humiliating experience with American customs officers coming back into the country when I've been working abroad. Never not the most humbling where they have, when I say no idea who I am, but then also just utter disbelief that I do anything in front of a camera.
Yes.
Wait, so you do like hair and makeup, or you're like wardrobe? No. No, I'm an actress. No. What are you on? You're on thing? Since I was 19. Since literally before you were born, sir. I have to say, this guy, he was the nicest version of it, but still literally was like, I mean, come on, I got to tell my girlfriend later. What's the easiest thing for me to remember to tell her that you were in that she might know? And I'm like, I don't fucking know, dude. Like, I can't.
Gosh. I did get the business a little bit at like immigration, or what is that, like when you, is it like customs and immigration?
It's just customs.
When you talk, when I came through customs, because the guy was like, you know, where were you? And I said I was at the Just for Left festival in Toronto, and he was like, okay, great, what were you doing there? And I was like, I did a show. And he was like, you're a performer? And I was like, I mean, not really, but you know, you're just trying to like gloss over the details for the most part. You just want to get through there. And then he was like, and this is your home, Minnesota? And I was like, no, I'm going on to like another festival. And he was like, what kind of festival? And I said, television festival. And he goes, they have festivals for television? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, is it for people on television or people who make televisions? And I was like, I mean, not quite either exactly. And then he was like, then he asked me, I think, was I getting paid for it? And I was like, no, I'm doing it because I liked you. And he was like, but that's your profession. And I was like, oh my God, in a situation like that, I automatically feel like I'm trying to get away with a crime, even though I'm not. I'm just trying to go to a festival. I'm not trying to smuggle anything, like, nothing.
I just want to be like, sir, like, why are you the arbiter of entertainment? Like, what? Like, tell me your favorite TV show and then let's talk. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because my guess is it's King of Queens.
Maybe. My guy was Canadian, so that could be part of, like, you know, there are some different shows in Canada.
Your guy wasn't Canadian. You go through you go through American customs on the Canadian side coming back. You don't go through American customs when you land in the US.
Maybe he just had a little bit of the accent from proximity or whatever.
Caissie, I'm telling you, just because I too had this thought that he was okay. I didn't have this thought, guys. I said it to him. I said, well, maybe the shows I'm on aren't as popular in Canada. And he said, I'm from Texas.
Oh, interesting.
And then I was like, oh, right. And he's like, you go through American customs on this side.
Okay.
Coming back from Canada.
I'm very used to he was
American.
Doing driving customs, because we would always drive up to our place on Prince Edward Island and come back. And everybody just has a very Canadian vibe because of, like, when you live that close to the border. Obviously,
they obviously live in Canada.
Yeah.
The American customs officers live in Canada.
Obviously. And they get, it's whatever. By the way, shout out to everyone on Prince Edward Island because of the hurricane that we were talking about that affected Puerto Rico so deeply on that island last week. It was a really weird experience for me to be in the country of Canada on a day that same hurricane was ravaging Prince Edward Island, which, like, I consider, well, I mean, we have a place there. I consider it like our second home. And we spent a really long time trying to get in touch with our neighbors and friends there to make sure that they were safe. Because, again, the whole island was without power, a bridge near our home that I can't even believe water even came up to the bottom of the bridge. Like, water was over the bridge and it sustained some really serious damage. And so I've just been gradually getting back in touch with people there. Our house had a little damage to it, but nothing serious, nothing compared to, like, people lost their entire houses in Nova Scotia and on Prince Edward Island, like, washed into the sea. And I saw a house completely got blown over. So anyway, just sending so much love because I know we do have quite a few listeners in Prince Edward Island, and just sending you all love and hope you're doing okay. But yeah, just a lot of people are like, they're still without power, and that's tough. That's a hard thing to live through for days, and just not knowing when it's gonna come back.
Oh my God, for sure. Well, I'm glad
Yeah.
your house is okay, because I know you were concerned about that.
I was just like, I mean, it was such a weird thing because I mean, like, if you don't know, our cottage is like a former church. It's small. It's like a little chapel that was decommissioned, and so we bought it and turned it into like a small cottage, like an artist retreat. We loan it out to people that are trying to go to have some like solitude to finish a book or like a film project or whatever, and it's really great for that. And it's like 100 years old, you know, and it always amazes me that anything can stand in the Maritimes for 100 years, but it made it 100 years. And I always tell myself, like, it'll make it through the winter. It's made it 100 years, obviously, like it's meant to stand. But then I just was reading everything on Saturday night, like after we did the show, and it was just like, this is the worst storm Prince Edward Island has ever been through in like modern recorded history. So, you know, and it was a lot. It was a lot. It's a beautiful place. If you've never been there, I highly suggest going, because like, especially like coming up after this winter, which I can imagine is going to be a hard winter, they're going to need tourists, to sort of help them get back where they need to be on the island. And, I just recommend it. It's beautiful. If you're an Anne of Green Gables fan, you should try to go.
You know, anyway. I am. Well, you guys, thank you everybody for coming out in Toronto, and we like really had such an amazing time. And honestly, there had been this whole mishigas about like the after. There was supposed to be like what was it, like a meet and greet or something?
Like a meet and greet, but then the festival
but then
was
they
like,
canceled it because they were like, we're canceling all of them.
Yeah.
But people didn't get the memo that was happening. In fact, like we didn't even really know what was happening. And people had like brought books and brought presents for Caissie and me and like wanted to like say hi. And so we were just like, meet us in the alley. and just like you guys all these people lined up in the alley. It was like in the back road that was closed off, and it was just so nice to meet everybody and hear everyone's stories, and also just like how people had connected with one another through the podcast, and it made us feel really, really good, and so happy to be able to like do this week after week with you guys, you know.
Yeah, it was really nice. And we took a lot of pictures with a lot of people in front of a forklift. That was the backdrop, and it just seemed
guys,
perfect.
if you got a forklift picture, hashtag forklift forever. So anyway, we love you, and we're going to see you so soon. We're going to talk to you next week.
We love you. Bye.
We love you. Bye. Oh no.